Which tax is fairest? Income tax or sales tax? What are the arguments? Who's right? Which tax is fairest? Income tax or sales tax, known as value-added tax or VAT here in the UK? Many on the right would argue that income tax is unfair because since they tend to be earning more money than others, they also tend to pay more tax. This, they believe, is unfair, especially since the higher your income, the greater the percentage of your earning is taken by the taxman. People using this argument tend to suggest that VAT is fairer because people only pay taxes on what they buy. This puts everyone in control of how much tax they ultimately have to pay, and everyone ends up being taxed at the same rate per purchase. But is this really a fairer system? How much does one single person really need to spend? Personal spending varies, of course, but I think we can all agree that there's a limit. There's no known limit, however, to a person's potential earnings. Some people earn truly astronomical sums of money, occasionally without providing any apparent lasting value to the economy or to society at all. These tend to be the ones who complain about paying a higher percentage of their income. It's important to acknowledge that they have a point. The people at the top of the income tree do pay more. They pay more in real terms, sometimes a very great deal more. These people will tell you that any system that has people paying at different rates is inherently unfair and unjustifiable. But is that really true? Let's give them their way for argument's sake. Let's allow them their argument that percentages of income tax shouldn't vary and that people should be taxed more heavily on what they buy instead. What about the people at the lower end of the spectrum? What about those who earn so little that they pay little or no tax? What about the unemployed or disabled people who can't get a job, or who might be incapable of holding one down if they did? What percentage of their income goes on VAT? The Conservative argument is always that VAT only gets levied on luxury goods. Well, let's just be clear about that. These luxury goods include sanitary towels and tampons, textbooks for students trying to get an education, and even hot sausage rolls from your local baker. Let's imagine there are two people, one with an income of £100 per week and another who earns £1,000. How much do they spend on luxuries like books or hot food? Let's say the high earner spends £25 each week on taxable items at a rate of 20%. That's £5 in tax, or 0.5% of his total weekly income. Let's pretend the poorer person spends the same amount. He also pays £5 in tax. That's 5% tax. That's a tenfold increase on the proportion of his wages. Sales tax heavy systems mean the poorest people pay a much higher proportion of their income than the very wealthy do. Wealthy people pay less even though they already have more than enough money in the first place. Of course, the wealthiest do tend to spend more, but under the sales tax system they'd need to spend 250 quid a week for every 25 to pay the same amount of tax by income percentage that the poorest do. So let's see how much each would be taxed under income tax and how much under VAT. In a sales-heavy tax system, the poor man spends £25 and pays 5% in tax, which leaves him with £70 per week remaining after tax. The rich man under the same system pays £25 and pays the same £5 in tax. He gets to keep £970 afterwards. Under an income tax system, the same people might be taxed on a sliding scale. The poorer man might be taxed at 20%, whereas the wealthy guy gets taxed at 40%, or maybe even 50% if he's really rolling in money. Let's see what they'd be left with then in real terms. Well, the low-waged earner would be left with £80 a week. The rich man, even if taxed at 50% on everything he earns, with no allowances whatsoever, would still take home £500. And remember, that doesn't allow for the fact that he gets exactly the same allowances that every other earner gets, including a basic allowance of earnings upon which he pays no tax at all. So, in percentage of income, we can see that the wealthy win out on both systems, but taxing income rather than sales at least allows those at the bottom to have a fighting chance of surviving and a basic level of quality of life. I'm Stuart Sorensen and this is Left Eye View. If you found this video interesting, please click on the little I subscribe icon that's on your screen right now. And while you're at it, please like and share this video. It'll really help me get this brand new leftist channel off the ground. Thank you very much.